Jai Shri Radhe, Exercise 17, Legal. Start. Strain on the judicial functioning. In paragraph 7 of the judgment, this court noted the submissions of the learned Attorney General to the extent that the court should frame certain guidelines so as to motivate the litigants from seeking compounding of the offence at an early stage of litigation and not at an unduly late stage. It was urged that if compounding is early, the pendency of arrears can be tackled. In paragraph 12 of Damodar case, this court dealt with the provision of section 147 of the NI Act and held that the same is an enabling provision for compounding of the offence and is an exception to the general rule 5 incorporated in subsection 9 of section 320 of the code. This code harmonized the provision of section 320 of the code along with section 147 of NI Act by saying that an offence which is not otherwise compoundable in view of the provisions of section 320 subsection 9 of the code has become compoundable in view of section 147 of NI Act, and to that extent section 147 of NI Act will override section 320 subsection 9 of the code, since section 147 of NI Act carries a new clause. This court, on the basis of the submissions of the learned Attorney General, framed certain guidelines for compounding of offence under section 138 of the NI Act. The court held in paragraph 26 of Damodar that those guidelines have been issued by this court under Article 142 of the Constitution in order to fill up legislative vacuum which exists in section 147 of the NI Act. The court held that section 147 of the NI Act does not carry any guidance on how to proceed with the compounding of the offence under the NI Act, and the court left that section 320 of the code cannot be strictly followed in compounding of offence under section 147 of the NI Act. Those guidelines were given to fill up a legislative vacuum. Reliance was also placed by the learned counsel for the appellant on the judgment of this court. Quashing of a case is different from compounding, full stop. In questioning, the court applies it, but in compounding, it is primarily based on consent of injured party, full stop.